Let's get something straight. Generational wealth is not just about leaving money, it's about building a system, a mindset, and a movement that outlives you. Because real legacy isn't just inheritance. It's intelligent empire building. This isn't a feel-good phrase. This is a blueprint for how powerful families are built and how broken cycles are buried. We're talking about going beyond survival and teaching your lineage how to thrive. The biblical foundation. Let's root this in truth. Proverbs 13 verse 22 says, "A good person leaves an inheritance to their children's children." That's not motivational fluff. That's divine strategy. God is a multi-generational God. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He doesn't think in days. He thinks in decades and destinies. And if we're made in His image, we should think that way too. Legacy isn't just biblical. It's spiritual. And when you understand that, you stop chasing cash and start building empires. Why cash isn't enough? Let me tell you the truth that many won't say. Money alone won't save your bloodline. You can leave them $1 million life insurance check. But if you didn't leave them wisdom, they'll lose it before your funeral flowers fade. Money without mindset is a ticking time bomb. Money without structure is chaos in slow motion. So you don't just leave the what. You leave the how, the why, and the when. What real wealth looks like. Real wealth isn't just assets. It's access to knowledge, networks, and next-level thinking. It's your child knowing how to manage credit before they graduate. It's your grandchild inheriting your business plan, not just your bank balance. It's passing down intellectual capital, relational capital, and spiritual capital. Because the wealth that truly builds empires is invisible, but undeniable. The 4 pillars of wealth. There are 4 types of wealth you should build. 1. Financial wealth, money, assets, investments. Intellectual wealth, skills, education, strategies. Relational wealth, community, mentorship, legacy networks. Spiritual wealth, values, principles, moral compass. Teaching what you know. You don't have to be a millionaire to build legacy. Start with what you know. Teach your children how to budget. Explain what interest rates mean. Let them watch you invest, save, negotiate, build. Normalize money conversations at the dinner table. When your wisdom becomes their culture, that's when legacy begins. The empire mindset. Empire building is a discipline, not a dream. It's what you repeat, not just what you announce. It's long-term vision over short-term validation. Delayed gratification. Consistency. Strategic silence. You don't build legacy loud. You build it with quiet, intentional moves. You don't impress the world. You prepare your lineage. Because when the world stops clapping, it's your systems that will still stand. Protecting the legacy. Build the wealth, yes, but protect it too. Get that estate plan. Insure your life, not just your car. Teach succession plans, not just spending habits. Put names on deeds. Leave instructions, not confusion. Because unprotected wealth becomes someone else's opportunity. From survivor to steward. Maybe you didn't inherit anything. Maybe you're the first. Then you're not just building wealth. You're breaking curses. You're changing the story. You're turning pain into power and struggle into systems. You're not a victim of lack. You're the architect of legacy. And that is wealth in its purest form. The quiet power of environment. Let's talk about the wealth you don't see but deeply feel. Your environment. Generational wealth includes the spaces we build. The homes filled with love. The rooms that echo with wisdom. And the environments that feed ambition, not fear. A child raised in chaos may inherit money, but without peace, that wealth will slip through their hands. But a child raised in a home of order, vision, faith, and structure, now that's a foundation no market crash can destroy. You want to pass down wealth? Start by creating an atmosphere that nurtures purpose. Let your presence become a sanctuary, not a storm, because your children don't just inherit what's in your bank. They inherit what's in your walls. Legacy is not built in public. One mistake people make in this social media age? Trying to build legacy where everyone can see it. But true generational wealth is planted in silence, watered in obscurity, and only blooms in its season. It's the uncomfortable family meetings, the private sacrifices, the plans nobody claps for yet. It's building systems your children can plug into when you're gone. not posts to impress strangers while you're here. Your legacy isn't a performance. It's a pattern, a structure, playbook, and it's not for the world. It's for your bloodline. Discipline, the wealth that outlives us all. Money fades, buildings decay, but discipline, that echoes for generations. When you teach your children to show up on time, to finish what they start, to think long-term, you're giving them wealth that banks can't measure. Generational wealth is not just about assets, it's about habits. Teach your lineage to stay consistent when emotions fade, to keep going when applause stops, to hold the vision when life gets foggy. That discipline becomes a torch they'll carry into boardrooms, into families, into futures you may never see, but helped build. Repair before you replace. Let this hit home. Not every broken inheritance needs to be abandoned. Some need to be repaired. We often think generational wealth starts with new businesses or land titles, but sometimes it starts with healing. Fix the fractures in your family. Apologize for what your father couldn't. Forgive what your mother didn't. Because the real generational wealth might be a reconciled lineage, one that no longer passes down pain disguised as tradition. You can be the interruption, the fixer, the one who refused to pass on brokenness masked as "that's just how we are." Repair what they handed you, so your children don't have to recover from what you ignored. The education mindset shift. Don't just leave money, leave the mind that creates it. Too many inherit cash but not capacity. Inherit titles but not tools. Real generational wealth involves teaching how to learn, how to think, and how to solve. Expose your children to wealth education, early stocks, real estate, business strategy, negotiation. Don't just let them inherit a business. Let them understand markets. Teach them economic patterns. Show them how to multiply what's in their hand. Because if you leave wealth without wisdom, they'll build empires on sand. You are the blueprint. Never forget, your life is the syllabus for the next generation. They are not just watching what you say, they're absorbing how you live. Do you budget? They're watching. Do you plan or panic? They're watching. Do you invest in yourself or ignore your growth? You are the first economy your children study. Generational wealth doesn't begin with your lawyer. It begins with your example. And that's why this isn't just about riches. It's about responsibility. Because when you rise, they rise too. So no, generational wealth isn't just inheritance. It's intelligent empire building. It's thinking beyond your lifetime. It's blueprinting values, vision, and victory. Because if all you leave is money, it will fade. But if you leave a mindset that becomes a movement, start building, start teaching, start protecting. And when it's all said and done, your name won't just be remembered. It'll be respected.